I start to believe that Total War 40,000 is not gonna be loved by those who liked Total War Fantasy, Total War Trilogy of Fantasy. And today I want to talk about it. Hello and welcome. My name is Snake, and today in Snake Talk, I want to touch this really interesting subject because I want to put disclaimer immediately. Total War Warhammer 40k looks incredible. It looks insane. The absolute work put it into it. The new engine that promise quite a lot. And it's going to be, I said it before, it's going to be the icon. It might be the opus magnum of CA because it will be the absolute representation of tabletop in video games. It will be a simulator of tabletop in PC gaming, and it looks incredible. However, and here I want to start this subject. Total War Warhammer Fantasy was up for the last 10 years on the market, and people fell in love in it so much that actually the history titles that were prime titles for CA were pushed back on a side. They become like side project over the main project, which is the Warhammer. Now they're changing it with Medieval 3, where they have a proper team that is going to work on it with, again, new engine. The same engine that most likely that the 40k is put it on. And it's all great, right? New engine and everything. But fantasy was dominating so much that most money currently for CA came from the Total War Warhammer. I'm sorry if I offended somebody. That's the fact. At least as I understood the numbers. Anyway, I want CA to, create the historical titles, which they are. Alien Isolation 2 is also in production, which is nice. But back to Warhammer. So we know the game as they are. So I have a situation where I'm just besieging a settlement, gate. And I have my lord, some of the heroes, and it's the army. Kolek Suneater, my boy, needs some representation, so I just cooked some army, got some Dragon over Shaggots. It's a good army, except some of the units I have. Not my fault that Warriors of Chaos have literally all of the Chaos Regiments of Renown, and you can just shuffle through them like nothing. But what I'm gonna do, I have Kolek, right? And I'm gonna use Kolek to do some nasty stuff right after I demolish this wall. So yeah, I have a Kolek, and I can do stuff. If I need assist, I have heroes, which I'm gonna absolutely use to flank them and do stuff. We know how it works. I can do some nasty stuff, I can win, I can fight, I can absolutely do a lot of things. But it's not gonna be the same. It's not the same we see in Fantasy, in Total War Warhammer 40,000. Because this, what you see here, it's not here. Not at all. It's absolutely different game. It's different game. And yeah, we have some monsters, but they said that there won't be many single entities. There may not be that many. And, yeah, you do fight, but there will be massive push to playing like missile armies a lot. And you're going to have to you use the cover. Game looks insane and it's going to be absolute hit. CA, if it doesn't fuck this up, it's going to be the biggest hit they ever had. But again, this is going a little bit back to what we had in history titles, because in history titles, every single entity had, at least as far as I remember, had a bodyguard. So even the small single entities had bodyguards. So they act like a unit. There will be tons of customization, tons of clicking through a lot of things. And yeah, we have some single entities. But it's not going to be as many as we have here, like my lord. And it doesn't matter which lord I have. It's a single entity, which I can cheese, I can do a lot of stuff, maneuver. And I believe, which might be a little bit insane, but I believe not everyone gonna love it because of this massive difference in gameplay. And don't get me wrong, I'm gonna fucking love it. But what is really nice here is that it will keep fantasy relevant. At least in my mind, I think it will still be relevant even when 40,000 hits. And I'm serious. That's why I really hope CA is gonna still produce the smaller DLCs, because that will keep relevance of fantasy up to the level of people can play 40,000. And when the small DLC for fantasy comes, they can switch for some time, play fantasy, and move back and forward, which would be, I mean, from like business perspective, in my eyes, it would be reasonable, right? Because let's look on this. Like, yeah, we have combat, we have vehicles, we have stuff. And oh my god, strafing is amazing. I love strafing. But there won't be any, we will have psychers, yeah, they will have some abilities and stuff, but there won't be, wizards as we have. There won't be Carl Franz doing nasty stuff on his mount. There won't be Tamarkan smashing everything. I mean, eventually might be some of the chaos stuff, but it will be different. Starting from min-maxing campaign, tons of panel customization. I know it sounds ridiculous, but 40,000 might be too complicated. It might be too complicated, too much stuff to set up, and this might push back some people. And that's why I think CA should absolutely keep producing DLCs for fantasy, so those people that need time to adjust in 40K can find it and just, and just have time to play something they like, which is the fantasy. Of course, I might be absolutely wrong here, and you may think I'm just dumb, but like some of the Chaos Lords will absolutely have opportunity to do what I just do. Some of Chaos, mainly Chaos, will be able to do what I just do. But that's it. Like, you won't see Imperial Guard smashing through something and just playing like this. I love fantasy setting, how I play like single lord and I can absolutely decimate entire army. I fucking love it. Is it only me? I doubt it. And yeah, I can use my army. Hell yeah. But this insanity that is, happening in fantasy, a power creep on level beyond the measure, is not going to be present in 40K, which is good because 40K must be balanced. There will, oh my god, it's a fresh game. It has to be balanced. No bullshit. And we will get some big stuff, not Titans. The biggest stuff they said it's the, Stompa. It's going to be the biggest stuff, at least for upcoming future. So I don't expect much of a big stuff, unless over time they will add Titans, which would be kinda insane. Like they could have Titan like Malachi McCason have his flying machine, so it would be like more like a flying machine. But we still didn't see proper like campaign map action so far. So I don't know, but I really hope CA will keep producing some fantasy because I still want to play it. I'm not gonna abandon it, even when 40k happens. I will play less at the start for sure, because yeah, I'm gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to learn. There is way less situations where you can cheese stuff with single entities. There won't be like wasting ammo, because ammo will be unlimited. No magic, just Psyker's abilities. Hell, this is gonna be like proper strategy. But like I said, it's gonna be closer to old titles than what we have now. And not everyone might like it. But I am really interested. What do you think? What do you think? Is this going to be similar? Or I'm just, maybe it is, and I'm just dumb here. I don't know. But what do you think? But I do want to know, what do you think? Do you think that those who love fantasy, and this is subject of setting is the first thing. It's going to be fantasy and like sci-fi. So genre switching. So for some, it might not be acceptable because some people just love fantasy. They might not move into 40k through various reasons, and setting is definitely one of them. But seeing all this, I start to worry about engine. What kind of machine you're going to have to own in order to play it comfortable? Because let's face it, what's going on the hardware market is insanity, and prices are insane. Like, you need to pay double the thing you could pay a year ago for decent computer. So not everyone can afford it. Well, hell, I cannot afford it. So if my computer gonna struggle, well, shit, I'm gonna struggle. I'm gonna have to go back to 1080p and see whatever the hell I can do. But like I said, the setting, the computer, but also the gameplay. The gameplay is changing to level of just complexity we didn't ever have in Total War. There was a lot of clicking, but not that much. Like, every regiment can have a separate entity with different weapons. That means clickerino. Holy fuck. So yeah, a lot of things need to happen. You're gonna have to learn new tricks, like here, strafing. You're gonna have to learn strafing, like moving back and pew pew pew. That's controllable with alt. So those people who struggle still with dragging out units and everything, yeah, they're gonna have to adjust, or they will miss out. So yeah, I am not worried about 40k, because I'm pretty sure, seeing what I see, I expect a massive hit. There are some doubts when it comes to how CA gonna handle maintenance of, maintaining all this. How are they gonna solve the problems that will occur? Imagine the problems. Maybe the new engine actually won't be that problematic, because, it's new engine that looks insane. And the possibilities they have, yeah. So many questions, but I really want to know, what do you think? Do you think that what I think might happen? Do you think that, in fact, situations like this, oh my God, this is just so beautiful. But do you think this might occur? Like, different type of gameplay might push people away? And do you agree that CA should still absolutely cook more fantasy stuff? Hell, even try to move fantasy on this engine. Oh my God, that would be amazing. But we can only hope that that is not going to happen. I wonder if the work they put it into fantasy, that's another question. The work they put it into fantasy, into models and everything, that can just be moved without any problems to another engine. I think it is, because yeah, the models are probably made outside of engine. So they come with a lot of models already existing. Like, let's say these guys here, orcs. the faces, the animation, everything is ready. They have it. Question is, can they port it from fantasy to? Because if yes, that absolutely shorten out the, making of a game. Like the Imperial Guards are humans, so we have human model in the fantasy, so they can be used like gunsmen and everything. Oh my god, I have so many questions. I need to ask somebody because yeah. But I do think this is gonna be awesome game. I without a doubt, this is gonna be something I'm gonna pour thousands of hours. Question is it gonna be variety or is gonna be dominating? Is it gonna be something that will obliterate fantasy? Because with Total War often happens is that you move to another title and you kind of leave out the old ones. Well, except the history titles still holding strong. But I do want a fantasy to live up still. And I think Mitch, Rich, and all the people out there, they should absolutely keep producing stuff. Because I do believe there is an audience for that. I'm one of them. I'm always gonna choose fantasy over 40k. Because I fucking love it. And seeing all this is great. But it's different game. A different game than that we played for 10 years. We played fantasy for 10 years. We were doing shenanigans. We were doing crapload of interesting stuff. But now it's time for changes. And as we all know, changes are something not everyone are agreeing with. Oh, okay. I yap enough. Let me know in a comment what do you think, because I really want to start discussion and see how many of you who came to this channel mainly because of fantasy. I want to know how many of you shares the suspicion of this game being so much different. It actually might not be the game for everyone. And see, Stompa might apparently, hold on. Stompa is apparently the biggest, hold on. Jesus. Oh man, yeah. This is apparently the biggest that they're gonna cook. So if this is gonna be the biggest they're gonna cook, that means no Titans. But all the Chaos Monsters and everything, I'll still in this size. I mean, I can't imagine Titans to be scaled down because that would be ridiculous. But at least Titans on a battlefield, like abilities or just background, it would be awesome. Like I wish they made a Titan just to be there as the background. I would love to see the scale. Jesus, I can't wait. I can't wait the beta. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna play the fuck out of the beta. And yeah, so yeah, that's it from me today. Let me know what do you think. If you like this kind of yapping, hit that subscribe. Come on, help me out reach 2,000. I am absolutely nobody, so you can help me a lot. Because I do need to collect some money on this hardware to be able to play this game. And I know already CA won't give me free copy, so I am gonna have to pay it, unfortunately. And this amount of money is not gonna be light for me, because disabled benefits are not great, and I hate talking about money, but disabled benefits are terrible. So I'm started to saving money from what I get on YouTube. So yeah, this way I'll be able to acquire whatever I need for 40k. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and may the 40,000 be with you. May the Emperor be with you.